Hey YouTube and hello, good evening, Cryptonairz. You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of Around the Clock, where we come to you with the daily crypto news, crypto tips and trends. Um, it's a Monday. And there's like certain Mondays where you feel like it's Monday, and today I really feel like it's a Monday. So it's like low energy day for me, but that never stops the news. So what we're going to do first is check out the markets and see what's happening. And the markets seem to feel exactly like I do today, just kind of blah. There's like not a whole lot
Except for
going
Solana.
on. Oh, except for Solana. Solana is in a class by itself.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so there's Bitcoin sitting at under 50,000. We just can't seem to push past that $50,000 resistance point. We have a little bit of an article just to confirm that to you guys. Ethereum still at $3,000, 3,272. Cardano at $2.76. Let's take a look at XRP, still sitting at $1.12. It's not doing too much of anything, but it's still above $1, which is awesome. And look at our Solana, the big winner for this week, at $111.48, up 52.5% for the 7-day average. So big things happening with Solana. They've released a lot of good news about partnerships, and they've had some successful launches in terms of on their NFT platforms. And they are pushing forward with the narrative to be a competitor for Ethereum. So, what do you think about them actually being able to do it?
I think they have a chance. We'll see. I mean, it's much faster and much cheaper. They have those two things going for them. So,
Hmm.
hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob. Hey, Sean. Greetings, greetings. Welcome and thank you for supporting us. We love you guys. So we'll see what happens with Solana, but Lord knows with gas fees being what they are, somebody needs to do something. Damn. Just like, what
Yeah,
in the
it's bad.
world is going on? Ethereum, you need to sit down somewhere. You should definitely know better than that. But just in this article, just showing you guys that Bitcoin is still holding it's holding support, which is a good thing. At least we're not dropping below 30,000 like we were earlier this year, or people, panic selling and doing whatnot. But we are still stuck below that 50K resistance. And I feel like if we can somehow get past that, that we can at least get back to those all-time highs again. So at least that's what we're hoping. Of course, no one can time the markets. Bitcoin does what Bitcoin do. And that's just it. But if we can get past that resistance, it would be absolutely wonderful for our altcoin market, and it would take us out of the Monday blues for sure. So we'll just keep crossing our fingers and hoping for Bitcoin to act right. Um, Allie shared this article earlier. This has been another exploit. Are we surprised at this at all? We're going to keep bringing you this news because these are some of the things that, definitely as a crypto community in the space, they need to continue to work hard to figure out ways that they can deal with these. But this looks like a $25 million flash loan exploit. This is exploit, sorry, Cream Finance, correct? Didn't they have another exploit recently?
Maybe earlier in the year.
Yeah, I thought that I heard this name before.
Earlier in the summer, I feel like.
Yeah, so this is the second one for them. Um, don't know what's happening there, but again, the sum is $25,678. Looks like, and it affected the price of AMP. And AMP's been a token that you guys have heard a lot about. It has had a lot of hype involved with them recently, and then they looks like they got about 1,300 Ethereum. and 418 million AMP. So the attacker's address indicates that they have 18.8 million, and the team has stopped further losses by pausing supply and borrow on AMP. So if you have AMP and you've been impacted, this is what's going on. That looks like a Twitter statement from them, basically saying that they have suffered a loss in AMP and ETH by way of reentrancy on the AMP token contract, whatever that means. I guess that is the weakness that they found. They have stopped the exploit by pausing the supply and borrowing on AMP, and no other markets have been affected. So, yeah, this is unfortunately very and all too common in the cryptocurrency space. Hey, Lou, welcome. So that is that news, guys. We have a special edition for you guys. But I did want to play this because as you know, this channel is definitely an advocate for women in crypto and ladies getting into the crypto space. And this article, or actually a little news video I'm going to share with you, basically just solidifies and confirms our position as to, improvements need to happen. And we're going to definitely have to find a concrete way to advocate. But this article and its accompanying video, and hopefully you guys will be able to hear it clearly. The article says cryptocurrency investing has a big gender problem. Tell us something we didn't already know, right, Allie?
Yeah.
Twice as many men as women invest in crypto. The crypto gender gap exceeds the existing gap with traditional investments, including stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, and real estate. Cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin, have been promoted as a way to democratize a traditionally walled off finance field and increase investor diversity. So let me make sure, hopefully you guys can hear this. I hope I remembered to hit the audio button. So hold on a minute, because I want to make sure that I did that. Because if I didn't, you're not going to be able to hear it. And that kind of defeats the whole purpose. Making sure I'm sharing the audio. So let's play the video. There might be an ad warning.
That's right. Hey, Wilf, that is good news for some of those newer investors who appear to be more bullish and more exposed to cryptocurrencies. This is according to our Invest in You Next Gen survey out today. It's conducted by CNBC and Momentive. And those U.S. investors, those who got into the markets in 2020 or later, are more than twice as likely to own cryptocurrencies. That's compared to their more experienced counterparts or those who started investing in 2019 or earlier. That newer investor also tends to be more optimistic. They say, more than a third of those investors say that they think Bitcoin prices will be higher by the end of this year compared to about a fifth of the larger investor base. And take a look here. Stocks are still number one with about a third of new investors holding shares of individual companies. But in a close second, 26% of new U.S. investors also own crypto. That's more than twice the level of mutual funds or ETFs, and it's more than 3 times the level of ownership for real estate or for bonds. And as far as the broader population, about 1 in 10 U.S. investors now say they own crypto. Men are twice as likely as women to hold digital assets, and roughly half of the overall investing base still says that it's a high-risk investment. Guys, back to you.
Okay.
So again, so much more has to be done in the space. I know that we're focusing on mass adoption, or that's what everybody is hoping for, so that the asset class that we're all invested in will continue to grow and expand. But in order to do that, guys, we're going to have to get girls invested in crypto, invested in the space. So education is key. I know it's difficult, talking to some people, especially when it's family members that are close to you, about this, and all of us may have experienced a little negativity there, but continue to at least encourage people to educate themselves about this new asset class, especially a woman. If you know a woman that's pretty financially savvy, that you think is smart, make sure that you're, doing your part to introduce them into this space, because we need more girl power here for certain. I totally believe, and I know that Allie feels the same way, that this crypto is the great equalizer, or it has the potential to do so much good in the world, especially because of fiat being what it is and the financial systems being as corrupt as they are. This does have the potential to lift so many people out of poverty, to change lives. And there's a part of that article, if you read further down, that talks about, yes, men are twice as likely to have crypto, and that how that applies across the financial spectrum, including, stocks, bonds, and real estate. And everybody knows, real estate is definitely the way to generational wealth. And if you take that and you apply that to Black and Hispanic women, then the numbers are even lower. And definitely we gotta, it's something that we definitely feel passionate about here on this channel. If you know somebody, like I said, turn them on to this YouTube channel so that they can see people that look like them who are invested in this new asset class. Allie, any commentary there? Because I know you're on mute.
Yeah, my husband came home and the dog was barking. I saw him pull in, so I just wanted to make sure I was prepared for the dog barking. Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree with you. So, and you are right. I do consider it the great equalizer. I'm always encouraging more women to get involved.
All right, guys. So that is that. And then just this little piece of news that I just had to share. And we've had, crypto has definitely had its share of trolls, especially Bitcoin. But I kind of think these people like Peter Schiff, people like what's his name? Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank on this man's name?
It's Monday.
Thank you, Warren Buffett. I had to look at my notes, guys. That's why I have notes for moments like these. People like Warren Buffett, they've all, basically boohooed about crypto, especially about Bitcoin that's going to zero. I think that Warren Buffett called it rat poison times 2 squared or some such nonsense. Peter Schiff basically said that Bitcoin was going to go to zero and that he'd never buy any. I understand he has since changed his stance, since his 19 or 20-year-old son has gotten in on the action. But, still says little mean things. So here's another billionaire investor that predicts cryptocurrencies will go to zero. This guy's name is John Paulson. So, here's another rich guy, rich older gentleman, talking about the very, in their mind, dark dystopian future of cryptocurrencies. I guess he can just join the ranks. And this seemed to be everywhere in the news today, so I did not want to neglect the story. Boo. But today, or tonight, we definitely have a special episode for you guys, because as people who get on social media and talk about the wonderfulness of this new asset class, about crypto, and we're excited about it, and we hope that passion and excitement transfers to our audience, and of course we have great hopes for the future of cryptocurrency as it stands, but we also want to bring you guys a balance. And the balance is, yes, we can feed you a lot of hopium about it and all of the passion and excitement, but the reality is that there's still a lot of volatility in this market because it is new. There are still a lot of people who, hear about all the money there is to be made in crypto, who jump into this with a get rich quick kind of mentality. And then those people end up getting wrecked and they end up getting hurt. And it's never our intention to contribute to any of that. FOMO is real. We've all been there, and all experienced it on one level or another. But the difference, I think, between a gambler and investor is that an investor does their research. They understand what it is that they hold, whatever it is. They've checked out and done their due diligence and understand exactly like what the risk and the rewards are. And everybody is very clear. You can almost ask anybody who actually knows about crypto out there about the rewards. They could probably tell you, yeah, it's Bitcoin has gone from its originally given away free to its all-time high of 60 plus $1,000, and people get excited about that. But how many of those folks bought into the market when it was at the highest and then ended up just losing money or doing things that they had absolutely no business doing to get into the market and then lost their shirts? And then those people now, have a bad narrative about crypto or any whether it's Bitcoin or something else. So we definitely wanted to make sure that you guys, yes, the rewards are awesome, but there are just as high of risk involved in crypto as there are rewards, and you need to be cautious and aware of the risk um, in the market and make a plan. Make a plan for that. So I'm going to share a PowerPoint with you, and this is going to be interesting because it's the first time I've had to share a PowerPoint. So give me a minute to get this together so that I can do that. And Allie, let me know whether or not people can see the screen.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
hopefully it's there. Awesome. Shocker. Okay, so this is our around the clock. This is from Cryptonairz Ladies of Crypto. Just want to share with you our bear market survival guide. And interestingly enough, today, like I decided to do this show. We talked about doing the show like much earlier today, like around 11ish. Actually, I woke up with the idea. And I saw that BitBoy did a show today about the bear market, whether or not the bear market actually exists anymore. So I think there was a tweet, a tweet. I'm a twit for saying that, but there was a tweet by Plan B about basically saying that there are no more bear markets, that there will be some highs and lows, some dips, but for the most part, thinking that there won't be any more, extreme lows for, especially as it relates to Bitcoin. So I agree with that to a certain point, but then I kind of disagree because no one has a crystal ball. If we had a crystal ball, all of us would be somewhere sipping mai tais on a tropical island. We don't have that. We don't know what's going to happen. So we need to be prepared for, if the best case scenario comes, that's awesome. But if it doesn't, then you need to have a plan. So what's that old saying people used to have, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. And all of that is we've heard 1,000 times before, but it's wise. So for those of you who are new to crypto, because I realize we have a lot of noobs that tune in and ask questions about crypto, what is a bull market and a bear market? A bull market basically is the opposite of a bear market. That's basically when everything is good. People are riding high, they're making gains, emotions are, very, very strong. Their greed and fear index is very, very strong as far as the greed part of it. So it's the opposite of a bear market when investors are feeling really optimistic. And all of the markets, including stocks, are based on human nature and human emotion. If there's positive sentiment and traders feel more confident, then they invest more and prices increase. On the other side of that is the bear market, and that refers to a negative trend in prices. And it is used not only in cryptocurrency, but other traditional markets, like we mentioned, stocks, bonds, real estates, and commodities. So the bear market is a strong market downtrend that presents significant falling prices over a short period of time. And everybody who's been in the space for any amount of time, the crypto veterans have talked about that crypto winter of 2018, 2017. And a lot of them have, basically war wounds, and, they're really scarred by what happened. And they're always looking, for falling prices because it was such a real hard time for a lot of folks who were involved in crypto at that time. So it's quite common during a bear market to see stronger and prolonged bear markets where 85% price drops are the norm. So that is the difference between a bull and a bear market. You need to prepare for the bear markets. And yes, although things have changed and maybe bear markets aren't happening uh, as often and for as long of periods of time as they have in the past. Again, no one has a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen. And just like bears, we have to prepare for the winter because, as they say, what goes up at some point in time must also come down. So you need a strategy to survive out here and to keep your hope and hopium and hopefully your faith in crypto alive. With great rewards come great risk, and that's what we basically just said. No one knows what will happen. We don't have the crystal ball. So we do know that you cannot time the markets. And if you get lucky, and that's exactly what it will be, and you're able to, time the markets where you can buy low and sell high, whoopee for you. But that is not 99.9% of the people. Usually people are chasing green candles. They're chasing after pumps, and, they end up getting hurt. Make sure that if you decide that you want to enter the crypto market, that you do have an exit strategy. And an exit strategy is what any professional financial or person involved with finances would have. What is your plan B? An exit strategy in crypto is a plan to either sell your crypto or take profits on your crypto positions. It's usually created before you start investing in crypto, but most of us kind of did this on the way because we didn't really know any better. So now that you do, make sure that you do have an exit strategy, which will include taking profits, staking your crypto, liquidating your crypto positions if you feel like that's what works best for you, or if you decide to hodl, what projects will you hold for the bear market? What is going to last? 90% of what happened in the last long crypto winter, 90% of those projects didn't make it through. So again, this is where doing your own research comes in really handy. It's nice to listen to influencers and other people that you respect in the space, but make sure that you are following that up with your own education. Do you know what you hold? And hodl in crypto language is just another word for holding on until, with the expectation that the crypto you are hodling or holding is going to rise in value. We all hope that. So just to kind of break down each of these strategies for exiting, taking profits is like my number one strategy personally. And there's something called the step-by-step method that allows you to sell a predetermined percentage of your crypto at certain price points. This does not mean that this works, but it's better than having no plan at all. This strategy also can help prevent you from becoming too greedy or holding on too long. So basically, here's a little chart here. So if your cryptocurrency, makes it to a certain selling point that you're going to sell, when it gets to that selling point, you're going to sell 10 or 20 or whatever the percentage is that you determine, so that you make sure that you will keep 5 to 10% of your holdings. But if you have a big cycle that what they call is a moon bag, that's something you're holding on to hoping that it'll go higher, but then you're going to take profit on that moon bag and sell like 10% of it to make sure that in case it goes to zero, you're not left holding the moon bag. So that's one method for taking profits. This is the one that I favor and that I use personally, and that's initial investment return. If you have gotten into a project early and you have watched that project rise, at a certain point, what I do is I take out my original investment. So if, for example, in this example, if you invest $1,000 into something, then when that say that asset rises to $2,000 or 5 or 10. Let's all hope. You're going to take out your original $1,000 that you invested. That way, if it goes to zero, you really haven't lost money. So this way you make sure that no matter what happens, that you never lose more money than you initially invested. And this is the one that works for me. Of course, you have to do what works for you and your personal financial plan or strategy. But I always, as quickly as I can, I know this is very hard right now with gas fees being what they are and most projects being built on Ethereum. And sometimes having to wait for gas fees to go down. But, generally in a market when gas fees are good, you know, consider taking out at least your original investment and then tracking that on some type of spreadsheet or a nice crypto notebook that you can purchase in our cryptonairz.com. But, make sure you're tracking what you're putting in and then making sure that you can take out at least your initial investment. So if anything happens, you're going to feel a lot better knowing that you at least got your original investment out of it. Staking is another way. This is a more recent thing that has happened in the cryptocurrency space, is that some of these assets, especially some of the blue chip stuff like Harmony One, Cardano, Bitcoin, and the list goes on for some of those blue chip kind of cryptocurrencies that we know have a good use case and have been around a while. You can stake them. So you can either do that on exchanges or the crypto project site, or if there are people that you have a community, like if you join our Discord, for example, there's a lot of folks in there who know a lot about passive ways to make income with crypto. You can ask people that you trust, where are they staking their crypto assets? And that way your crypto is actually not just sitting there, but it's actually earning for you. So that's another way to get return on investment. So if you haven't tried staking, and a lot of times it's a lot easier than it sounds. It's a one-click kind of situation in a lot of on a lot of sites or with a lot of exchanges. So yeah, definitely make sure that if your cryptocurrency can be making more money for you, that that's what's happening. And then we talked about hodling already, holding on to your assets. What are the projects that you think, if a bear market happened tomorrow, what projects do you think would survive that? What projects have a use case? What projects have been around and made it through several bear markets or several crypto winners? Be careful during a bear market with buying the dip, because I know that we preach that in crypto. When it goes low, buy more. During a bear market, this gets a little trickier. It's not so easy to just do that, because again, if you're buying more and the project ends up going to zero, then you're just throwing away your money. So look at what institutional holders are doing. That's usually it's not the only marker, but it's usually a good marker for what's happening. I know I heard this morning BitBoy was doing a video, or actually had a video on VeChain, and he seems to think that that's like one good project to buy by example, and again, do your own research, to purchase during if we should ever have another crypto winter or another bear market, because the project has been around and because it has such a huge use case. So, you can buy the dip, but again, you cannot time the markets. You don't know what the bottom is going to be. Maybe you'll get a better price if you just wait. So don't try to, as they say, to catch a falling knife, because that's how you get hurt. Don't rush into buying dips. Check out what's happening with the project and the institutions and see where their money's. Follow the money. I always say that here on this channel. If you plan to liquidate, meaning you're going to sell all of your assets, this can be very, very tricky. And we've all experienced this, either doing a high bull market or a bear market, because guess what? Everybody's trying to do the same thing that you are. You're trying to liquidate your assets when things are steadily falling. These exchanges are famous. Everybody knows Coinbase, for example. They used to say you can set your watch by Coinbase. If it crashes, then there's a bull market happening. It's the same thing during a bear market. You have to plan ahead of the bear market. That's why I said have an exit strategy that's written down that you are going to follow. You need to have several exit points. If you only have a Coinbase account, then you need to expand because you need to be able to use at least, I have at least, I probably have too many wallets, but I have at least, 4 to 5 exchanges that I can use and have used in instances where one was down and one crashed. Usually everybody's not going to crash at the same time, but if you plan ahead of the bear market and you're looking at the trends and what's happening in the space, that's why you're paying attention and educating yourself, and you have several exit points, then you're not just going to have Coinbase because Coinbase is going to go down. You're going to have some other exchanges where you can liquidate your assets should you need to. And hopefully you won't be doing this, in a panic mode. You'll be planning ahead of the market and kind of slowly doing this according to the plan that you set with yourself. And remember, when you liquidate crypto, there are tax implications that you consult ahead of time with a tax professional. Find someone who is educated about this stuff. We all know we're waiting for regulation and all that good stuff. But, somebody can at least do what they know to do now. So if you have a plan to liquidate, make sure that you follow these tips. Things to remember about Bitcoin is that March, and Bitcoin, we say Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the granddaddy of all the cryptocurrency, and whatever happens with Bitcoins usually affects the entire market, including the altcoin market. So March has consistently been the worst performing month for Bitcoin, with a mean average loss of about almost 15% since 2017. And then the next worst month is September, which is coming up. So we hope that it breaks to the upside and we do $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. But if it doesn't, just be prepared to see what happens in September. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, but history suggests there's a seasonality to the Bitcoin market sentiment. This could have something to do with taxes, people cashing in so that they can sell their Bitcoin to cover their tax bills. So just wanted to share that with you guys because it's key.
Yeah.
Let me find my screen. There I am. All right. So, be very, very, temper your excitement and your greed with common sense. Do your due diligence. Don't just take everybody's word for whatever, because nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody has a crystal ball. There are people who are informed and educated that can offer you guidance, but that is all it is. You have to definitely take personal responsibility in this space like no other. You have to be personally responsible for the choices that you make because there's lots of rewards, but there's also very high risk. So I definitely want you all to be educated. That is our goal, and aware as investors and consumers. So that is my 2 cents. And I know Allie had some admonitions also that she and I had talked about, and I think that it's important that she share those.
I'm in a lot of Discord. Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if I was still on mute. I'm in a lot of Discords, always looking at different projects for you guys and for myself as well. And some of the things that I see people saying in there and on Twitter are very worrisome. I'm not saying that anyone in our group is doing it, but I'm sure most of you, if you're active in this space, you may have seen similar types of comments where people are not paying rent, they're not paying bills, they are deciding that they want to max out a credit card so they can get in on a certain drop, and we just selling all their positions in their altcoins so that they could get in on some NFTs. We don't want to do that. Just don't do that. If you're doing that, it's quite possible you're overextended and overexposed, and that could just lead to being wrecked. And we don't want to see anyone get wrecked. We're not telling anyone what to do by any means, but make sure that your daily needs are met before you start playing around with other areas.
100%, just as she said, do not put in more than you can afford to lose. You should not be using any of your money that you have for rent or food, your car note, any kind of basic needs. If anything, crypto and its other assets and forms are designed to help you pay down debt, not create it. So
Yeah.
if you're doing that, that is a red flag, and I suggest very strongly that you stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So again, we want to see you be blessed, not wrecked. So that is my 2 cents. Are we going to have other bear markets? Yes, we will. Because as long as people are who people are, as long as human beings exist, there will be ups and downs in the market because it is controlled by human emotion. Will there be, long winters like we have seen in the past? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe not. Things are very hopeful. We can see that the winters and the time between the bull and the bear markets seem to be shorter. But again, nobody has a crystal ball. We don't know.
Yeah. I wish
So,
we did, but we don't.
me too, girl. Me too. But okay, we did that, and we're going to continue to talk to you about risk and rewards here on this channel. Let's share some happier news, and we're going to go into the part of the newscast that we love and that Allie really loves, and that's talking about what is happening in the NFT space. And I will share this article with you guys when we talk about how this is blowing up and talk about FOMO and people doing things to jump into this market, and everybody and their mama, we saw this article with Steph Curry, and he
Yeah.
just bought a Bored Ape for $180,000. No small, you can buy houses with this. This is the kind of money people in some states can buy a house with. So I mean, what's happening in the NFT space is real. People are making, like she said, a lot of foolish decisions to get in on this market. So, just be aware what goes up will also eventually come down, and be selective. Please, by all means, do that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that not only did he get import apes, but he was also hanging out in the Discord. Like, people were questioning, like, is it really you? And he posted some selfies in there. So everyone went bananas after that happened. But I did
I
think it was
see
really
what you
cool.
did there, bananas, Bored Apes.
Oh, you know what? I didn't mean. Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, but people were really thrilled. I mean, what was going on? I am on vacation from my full-time job this week, and it actually started on last Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, today, it seems like there's more and more and more Twitter spaces, and they're going on for longer. There was one, I think it was Saturday. It was in like 6 sections. It was all
Wow.
day, like
Oh
all
my
day until this apes thing at night. And there was so, like, you might think, like, how can you have that going all day? Like, don't you have a life? Well, yeah, of course. You just leave it like playing while you're doing the rest of your stuff. And here and there, people are dropping alpha just in a regular conversation like this. So I like to try to listen to these things. These people are investors that have been in for a very long time. And, if you hear someone saying, I'm in this project, or I'm in art blocks, or I just bought a mutant ape and the floor is 10 ETH, like, don't stress out about it. Don't beat yourself up. They've been here a long time. And maybe one day that's going to be you. You don't know. But they are very welcoming to newbies, and they have a lot of information to share. but just try not to compare yourself, because even I fell victim to that at the beginning of crypto. I was like, oh man, these people have been here so long, like I'm never gonna make it. But that's not true.
Yeah, the people
Yeah.
that have made their money, they were you. They were you. CryptoPunks, which we know the floor is ridiculous on that. I think is like $80,000 to start. Those folks got that free, man. So, but they held it for this long, and so now they're reaping the reward. So, the same with some of the cryptocurrencies that in 2017 Cardano started off like pennies on the dollar. Look at it now. So yeah, just it's patience. Like you said, patience is key, man. It's key in any market, but especially in this one.
As we're going live in the stream, I have my phone up because I have alerts that I get for like news and stuff. And also I just have like my normal life and I get messages coming through. And I have a friend that is one of the most talented photographers. And he was actually on Vice. They did like a special about him. He was doing this Instagram series. He lives in Manila, which is in the Philippines, for people that don't know. And I met him like traveling with my husband. And he left the city when that situation that's like taking the globe by storm first started last year. And he
Right.
went to an island. The Philippines is made up of thousands of tiny islands. And he has his own business, so it was easy for him to do that. He has like a digital marketing company and his photography. And he went to this island, and he started this cooking series on Instagram where he was cooking food with the locals. And what is the word that I'm looking for? I can't think of it, but I'll think of it. Anyway, what's another word for Native Americans? What would you call that?
Indigenous.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, these are indigenous peoples that are living in groups down these tiny islands, and they have their set way of life. It's not that they're completely detached from reality, because they do fishing and they have to go to the cities and do things, but generally, they live with their families and friends on these islands because there's tons of them in the Philippines. And he had always dreamed of doing like a photo exhibition with them. So while he was there, he was there for months, and he started doing this cooking show with like one of the younger guys that was living on this island, and it got a lot of traction, and Vice ended up doing a story about him. And he learned how to spearfish. Okay, this is like a city kid. He learned
Right.
how to free dive and spearfish, and he documented this entire process. And he would share his photos on Instagram, or he'd share them on Facebook. His name is Terrence. And I would say, Terrence, you're so talented. Like, you need to do something with this stuff. And he would tell everyone, it's my dream to have an exhibition about this exact subject. And this gave him the opportunity. For 2 months now, I've been trying to tell this guy, you need to get into NFTs. Oh, it's photography. No one's going to buy that. No one's going to buy that. And now photography is exploding. So now my messages have been ramping up.
Yes.
And he's sending me messages now. I finally have sent him proof. Like, these are the photos. This is what's happening. This is the floor. You can do this. And I think he's going to do it. And I'm ecstatic.
That
He's
is
so
awesome
talented, and the
news.
world needs to see his photos. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
will
this
share
this
that
is
with
the
everyone
time. This
as
is like
collection goes.
an
Yeah.
artist's time. If you are a
Mhm.
content creator or creator of art and graphics, or any talented in
Yeah.
any, you can freaking draw. I mean, look at V Friends. The drawings are not impressive,
It's the
but look at
utility
it's
for
the
VFriends. It's
utility of it.
utility.
So, if you got just halfway mediocre talent, then it's like the crypto market is something. When it's a bull market, you can throw a dart somewhere and
Yeah.
it's going to do well. So like, take advantage if you can, if you're an artist, of what's happening, because, if at some point in time it's going to level out. And we're going to share a video with you today about that. In in correlation with what we were talking about, being prepared for bear markets, or when things are, level off, because everything it's just the nature of things. Nothing goes up and up forever. eventually things do level off. So you have to make good choices. I sound like my mother. Anyway, I just
think that
wanted
happens to all of us.
oh, make good choices. I just wanted to share. Hey, Ron. I wanted to share this article with you. We were talking about NFTs and mass adoption, and Allison's been sharing different big companies that have gotten into the space. Arizona IST, Visa, and Burberry, other designers have gotten in. We shared one with you guys, Ralph Lauren. Here's Donna Karan. Donna Karan has unveiled a new iteration. They're making their iconic logo an NFT, and they're doing it for charity. So they're doing this to help do something for frontline nurses, especially because, just as Allison said, that thing that's been going on all over the planet has really impacted our frontline medical personnel. A lot of them are burnt out. It's like what is it, PSTD or PTSD? Thank you.
PTSD.
All
Yeah.
right. Me and my letters, y'all already know. But yeah, there's a lot going on there, and a lot of people who are giving everything. And I have such respect for our frontline medical personnel who have handled this as best they can and are still dealing with this. So the fact that Donna Karan is using their NFT to benefit that particular population is actually amazing. So, look out for that. We definitely will keep you guys posted if there's any more to share there.
You were saying earlier how it's a great time for, like, as you can see in my house, like I have art everywhere. Like there's some there that I have photography on the other wall. Like my whole house is art. This is like I'm living my dream life every day. I get to look at tons of art, even if I can't afford it. It's just exposure to so many artists I had absolutely no idea were there. But you don't even have to be an artist. This is the thing. There's other people that are doing things that are creative. For instance, I was down the rabbit hole last night. Okay. I was way, way down the Twitter NFT rabbit hole. I discovered some genius has created an NFT project called Church of Subway Jesus. And what in it, yes, and there's a gallery in the metaverse. So what it is he started with just like a few pamphlets that were given to him in the subway, various religious pamphlets. And so then he started minting them, and then they started selling out. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And it's not just, he was selective about what he's minting as well, and the message that it says. It's very interesting. It's very interesting, the things that are out there.
So you're just saying that we have to just be creative. So even if you're not a graphic artist or an artist in the traditional sense of the word, if you're creative, man, there's opportunity for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is very, very cool. Speaking of NFTs, we wanted to share a video with you guys, and we said that we're going to do this earlier. And this is Gary V, the very well-known marketing expert, best-selling author, a successful business man,
wine connoisseur.
Wine connoisseur. The list goes on. Multi-talented. Hey, Jennifer. Hi.
Hi, Jen.
So I want to share this video with you because I think what he has to say is relevant. And yes, like I said, have passion, have excitement, but temper it with good common sense and selectivity. So give me a moment to share that with you guys and make sure I'm sharing my audio. If I forget to do that, then I have to close it. That won't be cute. And this is just a warning. There is a lot of cursing here. Hopefully we won't get censored for this, but if there are any children, turn the volume down because he uses the F word a lot, but just pay attention to the message, not to the language. So here we go.
Please, everybody, I'm going to continue to make these videos and post this. I'm sure some people are tired of it, but I don't want to stop. It's 12:38 on a Monday morning, on a Sunday night. You understand, I've been collecting since I was 5, flipping, trading, garage selling, baseball card shows. Even wine was about collecting. my whole career, premium wine flipping and trading, like for my customers, because we couldn't do it based on retail. But like, this is why I don't want people to buy things based on me. Please don't buy things based on me. I get a lot of things wrong. I get some things right, but I love it. A degenerate wouldn't even be fair. Look at me. 12:30 in the morning, I'm fucking pumped. This shit is so fucking fun, but it's high risk. It's super dangerous. People are going to lose a lot of money because 98% of the projects are not going to be good investments. Please be thoughtful. Please invest and day trade with money you can afford to lose. This is an innovative time. It's like internet. Internet 96 was this exciting. Social media 2006 was this exciting, but most of the things failed. But of course, Amazon and Facebook came out, and that will happen here. Just be thoughtful, and please, again, like, make sure you know who you're following, what they're about. Here's me. I'm Gary. I'm fucking obsessed with this face, meeting the new artists. The fucking kids I just met, they're 20, they're fucking fire. I can't help but I fucking love it. But these are expensive fucking, projects. Like, be thoughtful. Please be thoughtful. Fuck. I just hope everybody's well. Please be smart. Please be smart. Use your own money. Fuck FOMO. Like, fuck that shit. Please be smart and enjoy.
Such a good message.
Yeah. So hopefully, you guys understood what he was saying there. He's clearly excited. He's clearly passionate, but he's also talking about his level of experience, how long he's been in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's a veteran at this. He can sniff out pride. This is difficult because every day, Alice and I were just talking about this before the stream happened. There's 100 projects that drop every day, NFT projects. There is so much stuff because, again, there's so much money and opportunity to be made. And if you are unsure about, you're new to the space, you're not going to instantly come in. Again, you can get lucky, but that is not the norm. And pick a project like a Bored Ape Yacht Club, off the bat, because again, there's just so much. Especially, if you have not done your due diligence, and he's saying, don't even. I'm fallible. You could be listening to me, but still make a mistake, and I'm an expert. So, be very clear. Just play with money that you have that you can lose. Please do not, play with your mortgage or anything like that, taking a chance, because it's high risk. Just like he said, it's very high risk. It's very dangerous, and it's very addictive. And Allison and I can attest to how addictive it is.
Yeah.
So you have to censor yourself. You have to use common sense. Understand the project you're getting involved with. Don't just get involved with it because an influencer said it's good. Look at it. See what it is and why they say it's good. Are they being paid to pump something, or is it really good? Does it have utility? How long has it been around? Is there a visible team? All of those things are very important when you're doing your due diligence for NFTs and cryptocurrency projects. So I thought that was an important message for Gary, and I wanted to make it part of our bear market coverage tonight because just be balanced, be really, really selective, because at first when you get in, because the FOMO is there and it is so exciting, and it is like being involved in the internet when it first got started. Yeah, it's hella exciting, but make sure that a calm head still prevails and that you have a plan. If you have a plan, you'll keep yourself, if you have boundaries that are set, you'll keep yourself from, going over and like doing the wrong thing and losing a lot of money, because it's quite easy to do. But yeah, much respect to Gary for saying that. And he didn't have to, because there are so many other influencers out here that are just pumping hopium like, they don't care. Because if they lose money, they can afford it. They have a lot more where that came from. But if me and you, drop 180 grand on something and we lose it, we're going to feel that, and probably for years to come. So, be aware.
Yeah, he's working in a his level of capital is something that most of us do not understand. He has been very successful. He's been a New York Times bestseller for a minimum of a decade. He has built successful $1 million businesses from the ground up. he did something with his family's wine business. I mean, he's got a lot of money, so excuse me, I do think that it's great that every day, at least 3 times a day, he is reminding people, whether it's in the server, on Twitter, or in a video on Instagram, like, take it easy, make sure you know what you're doing, but still have fun.
Yeah, have fun. But be careful out there, guys.
Yeah.
Here's another tweet that Allison brought to our attention. This is a drop on VV. And who doesn't love Marvel Comics? You want to tell us about this one?
I'm sorry, I actually don't have it pulled up on my screen, so sorry everyone if my face gets real close because I'm going to be reading it through Corey's screen. So basically, today, I think it was this morning, VV has announced that tomorrow, so get your gems ready, everyone. Tomorrow at 8 a.m., that is Pacific time, they are going to be doing Marvel's first drop, Marvel's Captain America first drop. Now, this is going to be, it's just like the comics that Corey, when was that, last week?
Yeah.
Comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is a first appearance. When you're thinking of comics and NFTs, like, it's important to remember, besides the comic books in general, because I'm going to put that in a different category, this is Captain America's first solo appearance in an NFT and on VV. This is the type of thing that if you're collecting for the long term and you have the extra money or you have the gems, it wouldn't be a bad thing to pick up. So we just wanted to make you aware that this is going to be coming out. It's a pretty big deal. And I think VV is just going to keep gracing us with appearance after appearance of Marvel characters. And I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do when they move over, when they move off of the Go chain, and over to Ethereum network. Things might get more expensive.
Not yet, VV, not yet. And you guys, we talked about licensing and copyrights and all this. The good thing about this is they are legit. They have the licenses from Marvel, so they are licensed to sell these likenesses and these NFTs, and you don't have to worry about, getting shut down or your investment being, cease and desist, because they are legitimate. Ooh, Lord. They are legitimate. Every T is crossed and the I's are dotted. So this is a good source for your Marvel NFT fix for sure, which is
they have like
another
the
thing I love
king of
about
licensing on their team.
Yes. And another token associated with VV to look at for 2021, 2022 is the OMI token. And right now that is still, I feel, this is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. This is my personal opinion, and I personally hold a big bag of this. But the OMI token, I feel like, is really undervalued based on what VV is delivering and their plan for the future. So definitely check out the OMI token.
Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely do a stream talking about that sometime soon, guys. I wanted to share, I found this site the other night and I thought it was just like so cool. And I'm like, why did I not see this? But just like Allison said, there's just like so
much.
But it's like so cool. Let me see. This is called the Dematerialized Web Marketplace. And these outfits that they have, you can actually wear inside the metaverse or in AR.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bought this digital outfit because I thought it was cool. First, I would actually wear something like this in real life, but I bought this one was like $15. I bought this collectible, and these sell out pretty quick. But they have, this is a close up of that fabric. It does things, as you can see there, digitally, which is so cool. I love those flowers. But they have had other little drops that they have done. And 150, this is in European pounds, but of course you can,
no,
translate
that's
this.
euros.
Is this a euro?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a euro, so yeah, check it out. Some of this stuff is expensive, but look at the graphics. This stuff, being able to wear this in the metaverse. Look at that outfit right there. I wish I had
That
been on
have
that.
you seen that in real
Ah,
life on
no.
Instagram? It's so
Oh,
cool.
I have
So
got to
cool.
check that out. But
Yeah.
this stuff is
They're
like
really
so
doing
fabulous.
groundbreaking stuff over there.
Yeah, look at the shoe, guys. I wish I had been able to get this shoe. I think it was like $10. The Renaissance sneaker. This looks like some kind of armor. And look at those pants. Oh my God, they're just fab. I just love this stuff. So this website, you can go to Twitter and get like the login for it, but you can see that these are ultra cool. So I'm getting together my wardrobe. They have like a room you can show your closet in and all of that. But look at what people are doing and how creative that is. It's called the Dematerialize. So check it out and
Um,
build up your VR wardrobe today. Some of the
did
stuff's expensive, but some of it's really, 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 really reasonably
yeah, they
priced.
have all price points, which is nice.
Yeah. Check it out, y'all.
Did you see that today the US Open announced that they are going to be doing a set of NFTs?
Of course they are, because we just got through talking about Naomi Osaka who did her NFT drop. So of course they're gonna jump on the bandwagon. Everybody who's got a name or brand
Excuse
is going
me.
to be doing this. So yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah, they're working with Gary V. So
Oh, surprise,
no surprise. Yeah,
surprise.
no surprise. And
And
they're
how
one of his
how many of
clients.
you got in on what Allison, dropped, that jewel that Allison dropped on us? Our last show was on Friday night. To get the Gary V book, if you bought 12 books by 5 p.m. that day, then you could get an NFT drop. Think for every 12 books that you purchased, as
Yeah.
long as you showed proof of purchase and provided, they had a form to provide your Ethereum address and all of that. But I hope some of you guys took advantage. I see Jennifer raised her hand. Yeah, we're gonna be giving away some of those books here on the show, guys.
I
That's
think
going to
everyone's already
happen.
got the books though. Like anyone that would be watching the show, they probably have the books now.
We'll be trying to give away some of those books to unsuspecting newbies that watch this show. But I'm looking forward to reading it, actually, because I'm sure there'll be plenty of great information in it. But yeah, that was a pretty cool deal. So we will keep you guys posted. Because I see they already took out my payment for my books, because I bought Books a Million. So I'm looking forward to getting that in November and seeing what happens with that. And we definitely will keep you guys posted. Is there any other exciting news you want to share from the NFT space, Allie?
Um, well, you know what happened with there's so much to share, but we've already gone for like an hour, so I'll just make it quick. On Saturday, Bored Apes did do a surprise drop. No one thought that Mutant Apes was going to be happening, just thought that it was going to be a serum. But then they ended up like legit surprise, dropped an entire new collection to get into Bored Apes Yacht Club. And everyone went crazy for that. And they ended up selling $96 million worth of Mutant Ape NFTs in 1 hour.
Wow.
And they were 3 ETH each. So it
Of
was
course.
nuts. It was nuts. And then let's see. One of my favorite sources for NFTs is NFT culture. I specifically like watching Pio. He does most of their interviews. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to share my screen for a second because I just think that this is it's so cool. Wait. Um, 1 second. Okay. Tomorrow they're
Ooh, look at
dropping
that.
something, some sort of token. We know nothing about it, but it drops tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to be getting some. I have no clue what it does. I've also entered a contest because they're having some sort of giveaway where you can win a bunch. I don't know what it could be like. Are they building a fund? Are they collecting works and then they're going to distribute tokens and people can it could be like a governance token, help to decide, almost like a DAO. I have no clue what it is, but I'm really excited for tomorrow. So 1 hour and 16 minutes. I have no clue what time that is. I'd have to actually look. I'm sorry, 1 day, 16 hours and 54 minutes. But a lot of people are hyped about this. They do a bunch of live videos a day. So maybe today, or I saw when we started, they were going live as well. Maybe they're going to be discussing it. But that's something to keep an eye out for. And then I have seen in our server people talking about the sevens, which is a drop that happens this week. It is going to be very, I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade. I'm just trying to give a plan B in case you can't mint. It's going to be really hard to get those. There's 22,000 people following them on Facebook. There's over 28,000 people in that Discord server. So it's going to be hard.
Another 10,000 NFT drop for, and
Yeah,
you
the
got
sevens,
20,000 people following them.
it's also anime based, like Oni, and the artwork is also similar to Oni. Anime has a huge loyal fan base, so
Okay.
this is going to do well. It's basically the next Oni. It's going to be hard to get it. So if you see that things are flying, which they will, maybe don't waste $1,000 in gas. Hit the floor, like immediately go to the floor and see what you can pick up, because there will be people after reveal. It's every single collection is the same exact thing after reveal, and they find out that it's not as rare as they wanted. Sometimes they'll buy 10 in the hopes of getting one rare, and then they'll keep like 2 of those and sell 8.
Right.
So there's always an opportunity to, and sometimes people will sell for less than mint after reveal. So you got to be quick and keep your eye out. I just wanted to mention that because I know that there's a lot of people looking forward to this one. So yeah, and then there's another project called Derpy Birds. These are just like updates on projects that I've seen some volume moving today. Derpy Birds are they're little birds basically, but you can mate them, and the mating starts like now. So when they do snapshot, if they see that you have 2 eggs, or 2 birds, they're gonna drop you an egg. They were actually on NFT Culture this morning. Their artwork is really cool. I did get into that one. I only have 1 though, so I won't be able to mate. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. And Lonely Aliens is finally going to be dropping their planets. That is this week. They're also running a really big competition. So basically, if you have a Lonely Alien, whether it's 1 or 10, if it is off the market, you will be entered into a contest to win a black hole alien. By the way, one of those sold for like six figures.
Wow.
If you don't know about Lonely Aliens, throughout this whole process, since their drop a month ago, they've been sweeping, they occasionally will sweep the floor, and then they say the alien has been sucked in the black hole, and no one knew, but aliens that were sucked in the black hole, they got redesigned, and they are really cool when they come out. You get entered to win 2 black hole aliens, and they're going to be doing a special merch drop only for this promotion. I think it's like 5 pieces. And if you do not list your alien, if it's not listed, that's an automatic entry. If your alien is listed and it's 5 ETH, that's an entry. So they're trying to push the floor up in a very creative way. And then the planet drop is this week. It's going to be a surprise drop. It's also a slow mint. So you have 2 options on how you want to play that. One could be, gas is crazy, I'm not going to mint it now. There is no window. You can mint it whenever you want.
Right.
Another route you can take is no one's forcing you to mint your planet. So if you know that you're planning on selling your alien and you have a semi-rare alien, you can always check the rarity scores. You can never mint the alien. And when you sell the alien, the planet hasn't been revealed. So that's a way to get more for that particular alien. It's kind of like a risk reward thing. I can guarantee some people will try doing that. But yeah, you have no idea. It's just like buying something and you have to wait 2 days for it to reveal. You're just, oh, do I put it on the market not knowing if I have a rare or not? People are already doing that game now, so they'll do it with these aliens as well. Then there was an announcement on long necky ladies that I also have long necky ladies. This girl Nyla and her mom never ceased to amaze me. Now, throughout this whole process, they've been buying artwork from other people. They give more giveaways than any other server I've ever been. I actually won an NFT the other day from them. Today they gave away. I don't know if you say it's Sabay or Sabat. It's an artist who's amazing, and his work is really starting to get expensive. They gave away one of those, but today, I think I've mentioned that they're going to be having a fella, like long necky fellas, and that one is kind of like I don't think it was COVID punks. It was one of these other punk derivative projects. So you can, if you have a long necky lady, then you can get a fella. You go to the site and you can roll based on traits. So like when you go to mint, you can roll, and if you don't like the traits, you can re-roll and re-roll until you get something that you like. But then today they made an announcement at the end of the day that they're going to be giving one long neck lady, one long neck fella, you get one token. They're going to be doing like an ETF style basket of works, and for every pair that you have, you get one token. And I think that's really, it's just shocking that like this 12-year-old and her mom like are coming up with all this crazy stuff. And the last thing that I wanted to, two more things. One was Three Arrows Capital. You guys may know them as 3AC. They are launching a fund. I mean, they've already launched it. It's called Starry Night. And they're going to be picking up very expensive works, like probably a lot of art blocks and other things that are, really getting up there in price. Fine art. They're creating a fund. That's the first time I've heard of VC creating a fund. So I think that's a pretty big deal. And they're working with community members to make that happen. By the way, that should be noted. Vincent Van Doe, that's someone on Twitter, he's going to be working directly with them in curating the art that they're picking up. And then lastly, oh shoot, no, I forgot what it was because it wasn't on my notes. Yeah, shoot, sorry guys. There is something else. I'll try to think of it before we say bye.
It's just really awesome that these projects are coming up with, like, I noticed that seems to be a trend. A lot of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, they're really modeling themselves after these guys, and they do a lot of free airdrops. You get additional NFTs. It seems like a lot of these projects, some of the better ones, are really great about doing that, so your value goes up so much further. And that's awesome. So I'm really excited because I got a couple of those projects that are doing similar things. So I can't wait to see what I end up with.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
It is.
Okay, I remembered the last thing that I was going to say. I'm just pulling it up because I want to read it directly. We've talked about her before on this space. Her name is Art Chick. That's her Twitter name. Or maybe it's Digital Art Chick. But she's really big in the community. Today, she posted an announcement saying that I'm dropping a social avatar NFT project that will change the game. The drop is imminent, maybe tonight or tomorrow. Make sure you have my notifications on so you don't miss a chance to mint. The artist is someone close to me. If you've visited my Twitter, you've seen her work. So speculation, no, I don't know who it is. Who could it be? I have no idea. That will be like an instant sellout, like her last drop. Is it going to be 10,000? Is it going to be 2,000? Like, there's no details given. I'm definitely going to try to get one because I know that there's going to be utility and she's not going to abandon the project. I'm really excited about that. And I don't even know how much it's going to be. I load it. Maybe I won't have enough. I have no clue. I did load my wallet with some ETH earlier to be prepared for this. So we'll see. I've done my job. I've told you about it. Monitor her Twitter and set your notifications.
Get on our
And
Twitter, you guys.
yeah, when it does go live, I will try to jump in our server and let everyone know, because I do monitor tweets. So we'll see. Hopefully it's something cool. A couple weeks ago, she had shared like an image of some kind of coin. It was like really sparkly. It was 3D, spinning animated. I don't know if it'll be something like that. It had her face on it. So I can't imagine that would be a social avatar project, but maybe it's connected. Who knows? I have a lot of anticipation building up about this. Like, what is it going to be? But yeah, I'll try to let everyone know when it happens.
And
If
you
it happens
guys
when we're
heard it.
sleeping, well,
If it
there's nothing we
happens
can
and
do.
you're not in our Discord, you can't take advantage of having that first mover advantage that Allie's going to work toward giving us. If you want to join our Discord, check us out at cryptonairz.com. You can go through there to join the Discord. Use that coupon code that's in the ticker below, Summer40. That's only for a little while longer. And take advantage of getting into the Discord. Go to our shop, check out our Cryptonairz merch, and you can support us that way. We're still working on getting to 1,000 subscribers. We're like almost halfway there. So
Yeah.
you guys, we can do this with your help and your support. And if you tuned in tonight, we appreciate you so very much. And we hope that you have a great rest of your Monday night. And we will see you here again tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Take care,
Bye,
guys.
guys.